Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most intriguing developments of the NFL offseason so far. We've seen a lot of movement, a lot of surprises, but this one might just shake the NFC East to its core. And who else to be at the center of it than the Philadelphia Eagles? The team that's been building something extraordinary over the last few seasons. And now, they might be on the verge of making an aggressive move that could redefine their defensive line for years to come. And the player at the heart of this story is Christian Wilkins. Yes, that Christian Wilkins, the former Miami Dolphins star, who recently found himself in an unexpected situation with the Las Vegas Raiders. You see, Wilkins, after a solid run with the Dolphins, signed a 4-year, $110 million deal with the Raiders last year, a deal that made waves at the time because he was viewed as one of the top young interior defensive linemen in the league. But things haven't gone exactly according to plan. This offseason, Wilkins was placed on the physically unable to perform list, which is never a good sign for a player still working his way back from injury. Turns out, Wilkins has been battling a foot injury that has limited his ability to perform at full capacity. And more surprisingly, the Raiders and Wilkins found themselves at odds over whether he should undergo another surgery on that injured foot. Reports from Ian Rappaport and other trusted NFL insiders indicated that Wilkins sought multiple opinions and was hesitant about another surgery, which led to disagreements with the Raiders, medical staff, and management. As a result, the Raiders decided to release him, a move that shocked many around the league, especially considering the fact that Wilkins was a marquee free agent signing just a year ago. His contract, worth a hefty $5 million guaranteed, made him one of the highest-paid players at his position. Now, of course, that leaves Wilkins as a free agent, and naturally, the buzz around the league is pointing squarely at the Philadelphia Eagles as a potential landing spot. Why the Eagles? Well, for starters, the Eagles have a very strong defensive front, but they've also shown a lot of flexibility in adding depth and rotational players to their defensive line. Currently, the starters are Moro Ajomo and Jalen Carter, who have both shown flashes of dominance and potential. Behind them, you have Ty Robinson and Byron Young, players who can step in and contribute, and of course, Jordan Davis, who is a key component at nose tackle. The starting unit is arguably among the best in the NFL, very disruptive, very physical, and capable of shutting down the run and pressuring the quarterback. But what makes the Eagles so intriguing in this scenario is their proven willingness to add experienced talent to bolster their rotation. They've done this repeatedly in recent seasons, bringing in players who can step in when needed without disrupting the chemistry or the core of the team. And that's precisely where Christian Wilkins fits into this picture. Wilkins, despite his injury setbacks, has proven he can be a dominant force when healthy. Before this foot injury, he was showing all the signs of being an elite interior disruptor. Just look at his last season before the injury: 9 pressures, 14 tackles, and 2 sacks. Those numbers aren't just decent, they're indicative of a player who can wreak havoc in the trenches. Over his career, Wilkins has accumulated a total of 182 pressures, 256 tackles, and 28 sacks, which is a testament to his ability to impact the game. What he needs now is a team that can give him the time and environment to recover fully and regain his top form. And the Eagles, with their depth and their emphasis on player development, could be the perfect fit. Now, what makes this scenario even more appealing is the coaching staff, particularly the defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio. Fans of the Eagles know that Fangio is a defensive mastermind, and he's well acquainted with Wilkins. In fact, Fangio was Wilkins' defensive coordinator when he was with the Miami Dolphins. That familiarity is huge because it means Wilkins wouldn't be stepping into a new system blindly. Fangio knows how to get the best out of Wilkins, And Wilkins knows how Fangio likes to scheme up pressure and disruption in the middle. Reuniting with Fangio in Philadelphia, after his time with the Dolphins, could be a game-changer for Wilkins. It's the kind of strategic move that could help him bounce back from injury more quickly and become an integral part of the Eagles' defensive rotation. Of course, some might wonder if the Eagles really need Wilkins considering their current roster. And it's true, they already have a formidable front with Carter, Ajomo, and Davis. But depth is everything in the NFL, especially when you're aiming for back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. Adding Wilkins wouldn't mean replacing anyone. It would be about giving the team more options, more flexibility, especially in high-pressure situations or when injuries strike. The Eagles have always been proactive in this regard, and bringing Wilkins into the fold could be a strategic move to keep their defensive line fresh and relentless throughout the grueling NFL season. Let's also consider Wilkins himself. After dealing with his injury and the uncertainty surrounding his future, landing in Philadelphia could be just what he needs. A team with a strong culture, excellent coaching, and a clear path to contributing without immediate pressure to be a superstar could be the perfect environment for him to recover and thrive. Plus, with the Eagles' defensive scheme under Vic Fangio, Wilkins would be able to utilize his strengths, disrupting the pocket, collapsing the interior, and setting the tone for the entire defense. His presence could elevate the Eagles' interior pass rush significantly, making them even more formidable against the run and the pass. And the timing couldn't be better. As we enter training camp, teams are jockeying for position, trying to fill gaps, and making those strategic moves that could define their seasons. The Eagles are in a prime position to make a bold move, and Wilkins is a name that fits perfectly into their plans. Not only does he bring talent and experience, but he also adds a veteran presence that could be invaluable for their young defensive linemen. The Eagles are all about building a resilient, versatile front, and Wilkins, when healthy, is exactly the kind of player who can complement that philosophy. Now, I want to emphasize again, this is all speculation right now, but it's rooted in solid reasoning. The Eagles have shown that they're not afraid to make bold moves, especially if it means improving their chances of reaching the Super Bowl. With Wilkins, they'd be getting a player who's still in his prime, eager to prove himself after a tough injury season, and ready to fit into a scheme that suits his skills. It's a win-win situation that could reshape the NFC East's landscape and give the Eagles an even better shot at repeating their success from last season. And let's not forget, the NFL is always about the next move, the next big signing, the next strategic shift. The Eagles are a team that's always looking ahead, always seeking ways to improve. Christian Wilkins' availability now opens up a potentially game-changing opportunity. If this move materializes, it could be one of the most underrated storylines of the entire offseason. So, Eagles fans, keep your eyes peeled because the coming weeks could bring some exciting news. And I'll be here to break it all down for you, to analyze every move, and to keep you updated on everything Philadelphia Eagles. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Eagles' defense is already among the best in the league, but adding a player like Wilkins could elevate it to an entirely new level. His ability to plug gaps, rush the passer, and command double teams would make life even harder for opposing offenses. And with the NFC East heating up, every advantage counts. The Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders are all making moves of their own, but the Eagles have consistently shown that they're not afraid to go all in, to be aggressive, and to set the tone for the division. And in the bigger picture, this potential signing highlights the Eagles' smart approach to roster building, targeting experienced players who can be part of their long-term plan, especially when those players are coming off injury but still possess elite talent. The team's medical and coaching staff are among the best in the league, and they know how to develop players, especially those recovering from setbacks. Wilkins would be a perfect candidate for that kind of development, and his familiarity with Fangio's defense makes it even more appealing. In summary, Eagles fans, this story is far from over, but the signs point toward a very real possibility that Christian Wilkins could be donning midnight green very soon. It's a move that could bolster their interior defensive line, provide valuable depth, and bring back a familiar face that knows how to make an impact. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, but this one could be a game changer, not just for the Eagles but for the NFC as a whole. So stay tuned, keep supporting your team, and I promise I'll be back with more updates, more insights, and all the latest news right here. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates. So stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news.